All right, so I got to admit, I had serious fun with this. I asked Google's AI Gemini to create an image for me or find an image for me of fishermen chumming, and I guess it's possible that there are one or two people out there who don't know what that is. But basically, what it means is throwing blood in the water to attract fish. And my contention has always been that the function of the likes of Vegas Matt and Bobby Rivas and Jason Bulkey and Crazy Cody, Burn Money, and Dana White and Steve Will Do It and all the others. If you look closely, you might actually find one or two of those on the boat here. Their function basically is to just present gambling as being exciting and entertaining and relaxing and rewarding and blah blah blah. And the idea, of course, is that they'll bring in customers, and help fatten the casino's already very very fat bottom line. And it doesn't matter how many times people like Vegas Matt and so on pretend that they're not leading lambs to slaughter or promoting gambling. I mean, it's one of those statements that Vegas Matt, for example, makes quite often. And of course, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's sort of like, I don't know. It's like, wait, what's that thing at McDonald's? That stupid Ronald McDonald. The Ronald McDonald statue is not intended to bring customers in to eat food that's bad for them. I mean, that's, come on. But that's I suppose that's Vegas Matt salving his conscience, and it's kind of fun. But anyway, what is really funny about this, of course, is the size of the impact that this little tiny bucketful has had on the water here, the blood in the water, and of course the mere fact that the guy has easily lost his grip on the bucket, and the bucket is also upside down. But never mind. It's the thought that counts. It's a pretty picture, kinda, bit bloody, I guess, but it does at least serve to illustrate the point that I'm trying to make. So that's good enough for me. Okay, so another Sunday, another few bucks in the kitty, we hope. I thought I'd kick off with just a quick look at the front page as it looks to date. More red than I like to see in there, but you've always got to remember that wherever there's red, there's been a turnaround. It's either been right above, which in this case it wasn't, in that case it was, in that case it was, here it was, here it was, here. But if it hasn't been turned around here, then it's been over at blackjack, because that's just the way that it works. But watching these pro losers on YouTube and trying to not get inside their heads, because I think it might be a bit messy in there, but just to sort of understand exactly what they're trying to do. The one thing they're not trying to do is win. They're very carefully not trying to win. That is quite evident. There's no doubt about that. So what they're really trying to do is to put across the notion that the way to play these games is to bet randomly, emotionally, according to your gut, fly by the city of pants, and then you get things like Bretsky, who just did this ridiculous throwdown of the martingale, betting from 100 up to 1600, getting his ass kicked and backing away with a five bet losing streak and a loss of $3,100, and that is just so dishonest. I mean, what he's doing basically is he's playing the game that the casinos want him to play. He doesn't care about his subscribers. He doesn't care about telling his fans the truth about these games. All he wants to get across is casino propaganda so that he'll have access to casinos and casino games to create his content, which in turn will make him enough money to pay back all of the losses that haven't already been reduced by the casino, either through promotional chips, whatever you want to call them, paybacks, sponsorships, giveaways, comps, all of those kinds of things. So there's a sort of a high level of deception going on with all of these sinfluencers, and I don't feel comfortable with it. I mean, in what I'm doing here, I am telling people all the time. Sometimes this strategy will get you into seriously deep trouble, and you must have a lot of money behind you. You cannot hope to beat these games unless you have a big, 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 did I say big? Big bankroll. And if you want to sort of like flip the whole thing over a little bit, imagine how it would be if you walked up to a table game in Las Vegas and all they had in the tray was $25,000 worth of chips, and they said to you, well, I mean, once the chips run out, that's it. There's no more play. You haven't got a chance. You can't play anymore after that. Once we run out of chips, it's over. Well, obviously that isn't how it is. The average chip tray for a blackjack table, it's very hard to find an answer to that online. Exactly as to how much money they have in them. But you can assume it's somewhere between 100,000 and $250,000, depending on the table limits applied. More money obviously at the high roller tables, less money at the low roller tables if you're lucky enough to find one. But anyway, let's get on with the business of the day, which is to start another shoe and kick off another session and fast. And we'll move this down to where it's supposed to be, somewhere around here. And start new shoe. And I did, yes, okay. I forget, All right. But the most important thing is don't be afraid to run away. Don't be afraid to gag, which is short for get up and go. Apply the DBO rule. Don't bend over. I tend not to run away until my next bet, win or lose, my next bet is in four figures and the house is 5 wins ahead of me. And if here we're at 5 and 10 and I'm about to bet 1,200, I'll run away from the shoe. It's that simple. So, nothing complicated. But do it whenever you want. There's no, you're not changing anything except your state of mind, your comfort level. And there's a very good chance that, you run away from a shitty shoe. There's a better than 50-50 chance that the next one will be, you might say, normal, fairly easy going, ping-pongy. And of course, the great thing about this strategy is that chops, as some people like to refer to them, especially in Baccarat, where it's banker player, banker player, banker player, banker player, really good for this strategy. You should have cottoned onto that by now if you've been watching me for a while, but maybe you haven't. I don't know. I've got no control over what you listen to, what you absorb, what you pay attention to. I'm just hoping that a few people will get something out of this. Double for the time. Oh, fiddle and fart. Well, we can only go 1, 2. That's as high as we can go. That's it. Bloody hell, how many ties, for Christ's sake? All right, that's got to be 3, 4, I guess. Yeah. All right. Didn't make much that time for our 700, but 275 up is a whole lot better than 50 down. I don't care what any of you say. +1. 51. 2, 3. Try again. 5, 6. All right. Thank you, Claire. +1. +1. Yeah, these guys, they're in the business of losing. They are pro losers. They can't win consistently because the casinos will kick them out. It's that simple. And I'd love to see that. I've said it 100 times in these demos. I'd love to see that challenged, but it won't be because it's just how it is. 3, 4. Eh. Too many damn ties. Didn't make much that time. Double for the loss. 1, 2. Yeehaw. Thank you, player. One, two. Try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're sort of in the groove with this one, but that can change in an instant. You know that. That's one. Oops. Point, point. Oh no, I just misdialed there. So I think that's got to be 1, 2 as the next bet. 1, 2. Try again. Yeehaw. Double for the tie. 51. Repeat. 1, 2. 3, 4. Yeah, we're just, with 3 play, we're just catching it. We're in the groove, going with the flow. Oh, not right now. 1, 2. Yep. Yeah, if you go into these games with substantially less than the contents of the casino's tray, and you're not going to be able to match the dealer's money, obviously, but common sense has to be applied to this whole challenge. Knowing the volatility of all of these games, you have to be ready and armed to get through a bad patch, and also to be ready to say, "Hey, screw this, I'm out. Don't like it." So anyway, what have we got? 1475. We're two bets behind. 17 wins to 19 losses. We've still got 1500 in the kitty. Would that be possible with random betting? If you get a bit of blind luck, yes. Short term, long term, no. Not going to work. Double for the loss. 1, 2. 2, 2, 2. Double for the loss. 1, 2. Oh! Well, now we're 5 behind, so 3, 4, we'll go that. Oh, okay. I thought I was going to have to run away there. But, okay, 3, 4, got it. Plus 1. 51. 2, 3. 5, 6. We're now 6 behind. Saved by the dingle dangle, whatever. Double for the loss. Double for the tie. You do that for 100 or less. That's good enough. Back to the men. We got the double, you see, and we're not greedy. That's max. You can go as high as you like. I stop at 5. I then chase that one. Now we're on 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was good timing. Fluky timing, but I'll take it. Double for the tie. Oh, shit and corruption. All right, no, I'm not shitting corruption. I'm complaining about the tie. There were just way too many ties in this shoe, and I don't bet on ties. I think there are a few places that give you decent odds on. So it's an 11-to-1 proposition, and they pay you 8-to-1. So I mean that's a huge advantage for the house. The Peppermill in Reno, one of my favourite places in bygone days. I think they pay 9. I have seen 10, but I can't remember where. But 11-to-1 is the proposition, but they screw you over that. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at a decent shoe balance of 2,500 profit. We won 28 and lost 32. So in spite of losing more bets than we won, we made that. And this is the kind of thing that it really sort of astonishes me that there are people out there who will watch demo after demo after demo and then say, don't know, looks a bit dangerous to me. And the truth is, it is dangerous sometimes. So that's why you have to have a shitload of money behind you. Most of the time, it's a doddle. Remember the dealer's tray. I used to use that years ago as a kind of a reminder for people, and then I kind of forgot it. And then it just popped back in my head. I'm thinking, can you imagine, if you walked up to a game, and let's say you've got a bankroll of 5,000, and you looked at the dealer's tray, and it was mostly empty. And you might say to the dealer, hey, wait a minute, where are all your chips? Oh, this is good enough, it's $5,000. And then they just sort of say, well, and if you win this, that's it, game over. It's but yeah. Anyway, enough wittering. We're 14 minutes in. I think we're about 12 minutes before I started to blather on there. So save this, and we're going to have a look at it. Everything seems a bit slow today, including the. All right, so I'll do the math with my friend Alexa, and then get back to you. Okay, numbers nuts. We had wins of 5,800, 28 winning bets, average win 207, 3,300 lost in 32 bets, average loss 103, average win over average loss is therefore, surprise, 200%. And we won 2,500 in 13 minutes, I think I said. So I reckon that's decent. I hope you agree. And I'm going away now. Okay, so before I kick off with the next shoe, which will be 1772, bloody hell, I just thought I'd go back to the current state of play with the front page. And, these red numbers here are pretty damn scary, but in each case, they're either recovered on, this one was hilarious. I won 450,000 on blackjack because I got into into serious territory, 100,000 a bet, and it got a little bit sort of daft. But mostly when you see a red here, it's recovered very quickly in the next shoe. As there and there and there and there and there and there, and here and here and here and here. But there was this sort of like stretch here that was just awful. And it's funny because I had one of my regular followers ask me the other day. I'm a bit fuzzy about the way I describe shoes sometimes, and basically they're either the easy way to describe them is they're either good or bad. But I do tend to use a sort of a grading thing. The really soft ones are a slipper. The next up, where they're not too terrible, that's a slip-on. The next one up, in terms of nastiness, pre-gag, you might say, is a boot. And the next, the last kind, which I would have dumped very, very early in the proceedings, is a jackboot. sometimes I slip and call it a hobnail boot, which is perhaps better because jackboot has too many other connotations. So let's stick with hobnail boot. So we go slipper, slip-on, shoe, hobnail boot. I think, or no, shoe, boot, hobnail boot. Yeah, the hobnail boots are really nasty because they, you get trampled with with a pair of those, and you get damaged. Anyway, let's kick off. We're already on fast. Start new shoe. Today's date. Off we go. And please remember, I have no control over what's coming at me in this sim or the other one, the blackjack one. I just have no way of knowing. And I wouldn't like it at all if I did know in advance, because I'm stuck with the strategy. I have to stick with the strategy. So this is why I'm narrating the bets all the time, telling you folks, I don't know, whatever, double swing, and that's part of the whole thing. And obviously, if I knew what was coming, then I actually don't know how I would do it. But then I don't want to know how I'd do it, because what's the point? What is the point? I mean, this is what's so strange about these shills, these trolls. They make no sense. They really don't. It's like, years and years ago, when I first started on the internet I guess it must have been 96. I started to go into chat rooms, as they called them back then. I think they called them chat rooms. They might have had another fancy name. I don't know. It's so long ago. Who the hell knows? But I'd sort of say, all you have to do is go into any casino and try to use a martingale, and they're on you like what do they say? White on rice. You've got the dealer first of all will say, and then if you don't reform and go back to being stupid in the way that you bet, then the pit boss will come over and start to try to distract you and sort of say, "Oh, so how are you doing?" And asking you your name and do you want a card and blah 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 blah. And the only thing to do in that situation is to get up and walk away. But the point that I was trying to make way back then was to say, if you're paying attention, you go into a busy casino in Vegas or wherever, and you will see martingalers, for want of a better expression, on the move all over the casino. Not in their dozens or whatever, but you'll always see 2 or 3. And they'll go to the roulette table and they'll bet a couple of bets, lose, and then they'll sort of just kind of wander over to Baccarat and they'll make a couple of bets. They'll bet, let's say they lose, I don't know, 10 first bet, 20 next bet at roulette. Then the next bet, 40, goes to Baccarat, and the next one, 80, is on Baccarat. They lose, and then they look all sort of hangdog and upset and move on to blackjack, which is always the favourite. It's always the last spot, because it has the beauty of naturals, which can give you a very nice bonus when your bet is large. And if you're making blackjack the last place that you go, if you're martingaling, then the bet is always going to be large. And if you hit a natural, it's fantastic. And if you hit a double down, in a double down situation, you have an advantage over the house, which is in double figures. It varies, but I've frequently clocked it at a 15% player advantage with double downs. And of course, if splits are allowed as well, it can really get into interesting territory. And with these martingalers, like if you lose double, then all you do is you double that again. You don't sort of stick with the original bet. You say, okay, so I bet 50, or no, it wouldn't be 50, would it? It would have to be 10, 20, 40, 80, so it would have to be 160, would be your first bet at blackjack, 320 would be the next bet, and then if you have to double down, 320, you lose the double down, well, your next bet is going to be 1280, but it won't be at that table because that's in excess of the table limit. But the one thing you have to be careful of is don't let the casino tell you how much you can bet. If you hit the table limit, go somewhere else. Find a table with a higher limit and continue. But I have never and never will, I'm not recommending a martingale. A martingale is way too dangerous. And this is why I came up with 3-play bloody yonks ago. certainly over 10 years ago. I keep meaning to check and I keep forgetting. I've even put a link in the bloody description, for goodness sake, so anybody who wants to know can go and find the thing about 3-play. Well, what that's about is just, sort of saving yourself a little bit. You're not protecting the bankroll, you're protecting yourself, okay? Because the bankroll, if it's big enough, can look after itself, thank you very much. But you've got to worry about your own state of mind, your own sort of mental comfort or whatever. So, just constantly seeing bang, 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 double, 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 double going down the bloody toilet is not good for you. So, that's all I'm saying. So, that's what that's about. And, oh, God, I hate ties. Oh, God, I hate ties. Double again. All right. Where are we now? That's 2-3, isn't it? Up yours, Mr. Dealer. Yeah, shoes can be terrific. They can be very nasty, and that's about as redundant a comment as I'm ever likely to make about anything. That's got to be 2-3. That's got to be 5-6. Oh dear, 11-6. We have to go to banker. Eh. 17-12. We don't go for the commission until the turnaround. That's 11-12. Is that right? I think I'm right. Bloody hell. So we're on. Well, no, we're going to dump this shoe. The next bet is 2,500. But here, if you look here, I've been keeping an eye on this because I've been bad about it in the past. But the house is now 5 bets ahead of us. So that's, because it's a big bet due next, you get out of here. And then the big bet is going to go on player because at a new shoe, the first bet is always on player. Okay? All right, I'm going to start another one. All right, so we're 2,700 down. Oh, wait a minute. I said 2,500. No, that's got to be wrong. Damn it. How do I make these daft mistakes? Wait a minute. 23, 25. No, that's not right. So the next bet basically has to be 3,000. And look at that. And somebody out there is going to say, well, you just got lucky. I didn't just get lucky. I just played the strategy, okay? And if you watch any of these things, sort of back to back, spend a little time, have a good old poke around, test the whole thing, you'll see this kind of thing happening all the time. So now we're back to the minimum, and there'll be some troll out there saying, well, you couldn't do that at the same table. Doesn't matter. 51. Let's repeat. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7-8. We'll go to 7-8 on player, not on banker though. There we are. Okay. I'm looking at this and thinking, how the hell am I at 10 minutes? Jesus, I must have been wittering a lot, eh? Ah, okay. Well, and you can see the versatility of this platform. It really is terrific. What did I just do? I won the 800, so I go back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat. Double for the stinking tie. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Oh, we're in up shit creek again. 5, 6. 11, 6. I think that's where I went wrong. That's where I went wrong. Before, I think, maybe. 17, 12. That sounds right. That sounds like that's what I. Oh, God damn it! It just sometimes it just doesn't. Ah. All right, I just cheated there accidentally. Oops. But anyway, it worked. We got our commission back too, so that's good. Yeah, the Vegas Matt and Co. You know what they do is they collect their commission later, and that's just the dumbest thing. I mean, I watched that with absolute fascination. Just fold the commission into the bet, boys. Make sure that the bet is such that blah blah. You know, but they're not paying any attention to me, and why would they? They know everything. Above all, they know how to mind their P's and Q's with their hosts. I think that's all right. Put them in. It should have been 3 actually, and that's 1 now. And then it's a double. And now it's 3, 5. It's going to be the third. 8, 5 coming to player. 3, 5. 8, 10. Thank you, player. Good job. Yeah, this is not a good run at all this time. I was starting to think that what I might have done is let the whole thing roll over from the last blackjack session, but no, that doesn't work. 2, 3. Good enough. But yeah, you know this stuff that the the Bretskys and the Vegas Mats and the Bobby Rivases and all the others who muck around with martingaling and make shitty remarks about it. You know, they're all just doing as they're told. It's that's their job. They are house barkers. They are frontmen for the casinos. They're shills. They're basically pulling the wool over everybody's eyes and just basically putting out hooks to pull in the suckers. That's what they're about. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got to be 2, 3, isn't it? Uh-oh, too much. That kind of thing will happen. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to do it because I don't know what's coming. But usually, if I make a mistake and put too much money out, I just think to myself, well, that's the kind of thing you do in the casino any day. You sort of like pick up 200 handies instead of 1 and push them out there and go, oops, too late. So that's my attitude. Double for the loss. And we are, in fact, more than 5 behind, or we were, until we won that one. But we weren't betting in 4 figures, so it didn't apply. It will at some point, if necessary. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus max. That's as high as I go. You can do what you want. And then we repeat. I do anyway. I don't do any more of those. And when we lose, and I don't double the plus max either, when we lose, it'll be back to 25 because we've had 2 plus maxes. There it is. So we're back to the min. Double for the loss. 1, 2. That's good. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Double for the tie. Double for the tie. That's 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're in danger territory over here. There we go. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat. 51. Oh, fuck. Sorry, pardon me. I just don't, I don't know why, but sometimes I just don't notice that, that this hasn't lit up. And it's either me or it's this lousy cable-free Bluetooth, whatever the bloody hell it is. It's got to be 2, 3, right? Ah. 5, 6. We're getting into danger territory. We're 7 behind. How about that? So all you need, most of the time, all you need is one win to turn around, which of course is one of the beauties of the martingale. But the martingale is too damn dangerous, But usually, one win will do it. 2 wins if you've been in the hole and then you've gone back to your full bet, and then sometimes, very very rarely, it'll take 3. But must do that assessment with the Vegas Matt model, because I brought that back to life because he started more mockery of the of progressive betting, and progressive betting is the enemy of the house. There is no doubt about it, and anybody who says otherwise is either a liar or a fool. What was that? Player? +1. 51. Repeat. Back to the min. +1. +1. +1. Plus max. Oh, here we go. We're out. Okay, so we had a good run there in the end. Session balance near enough 3,000 in 20 minutes, which is longer than usual. But then, of course, I've been rabbiting more than usual, so that's my fault. Let's have a look and see what happened. And I'll do the usual thing of sort of going on pause until I get the numbers sorted. So I will be back. All right, so I think we can all agree that shoe 1772 was was definitely not friendly. I don't think it was actually a hobnail boot, but it was definitely a boot. Not nice at all. 325 won with only 2 bets, average win 165. 3,025 lost across 7 bets, average loss 432. Average win over average loss 38%, and that is a monster fail with a loss of 2,700. So we can say oops to that and move right on. Next one. Alrighty, back in a mo. All right then, a much cheerier picture from shoe number 1773. 11,099 won across 32 bets is an average win of 347. Losses, 31 losses, totaling 5,425. Average loss 175. 347 divided by 175 is 198%, and that's the kind of number you want to see, I tell you, especially when you're only one bet ahead. I mean, we had 32 wins and 31 losses in the end with this shoe, and for the likes of Vegas Matt and so on, that would be, I mean, just nothing. They would be either in deep shit or just about breaking even. That's how it is. Anyway, well, we didn't need that up there. I think I'm done. Yeah. Yeah, just wrapping up here. This obviously is the current state of play with the front page, and from time to time somebody will say to me, "Well, I mean, if you were playing a martingale, just double, 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 sort of like on and on and on and on, you'd win as well." Well, of course, the difficulty with the martingale is that it's very difficult to play because you get heat from the dealers, you get heat from pit bosses, you get problems with other players. There's all sorts of problems can arise. Whereas if you've got a restrained, controlled, tactical, strategic method of progressive betting, you get less heat, you get less problems, and if you hit the table limit, you do the same thing as I've described before, and that is you just go somewhere else. But yes, it is absolutely true. And in all of the models, I have, sort of like off screen, I've got a martingale running, a simple martingale. There is only one thing that I do with the martingale, which is different to the way that it's presented by the casinos. And of course, they always present it in the most negative possible light. And that is that if a session opens with a win, then I add 1 unit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. As soon as a loss comes, then you repeat that bet. You don't double it, you repeat it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 6. Next bet is 6, okay? Next bet is 12. Next bet is 24, and so on, Because what you're doing then is that you're goosing the amount that you make when you come out of the slump the next time, with the single win. I don't like that method. I have to keep explaining this to people, but it is a method. And the martingale is what the casinos always like to hold up to mockery and ridicule as a stupid system that's going to bankrupt you in no time at all and blah, blah, blah. It's all bullshit. It really is. I mean, if people would only put on their thinking caps a little bit and just understand why there are table limits. Just that tells you that the casinos are scared shitless about progressive betting. So they'll have their table limits, 25 to 1,000, 100 to 2,500, 500 to 5,000, that sort of thing. They want people to bet within very, very, very tight spreads because that protects the house's bottom line. It's not good for the player. It's great for the house, and you have to be in the sort of the just. Well, I hate to use the word mindset, but sometimes it's the only thing that really works. I guess that's why the word was invented. But you have to understand. You've got to keep moving. If you get into trouble, keep moving. Keep moving. Don't bend over, gag, get up and go, etc., etc. Anyway, that's me done for a bit, and I'm sure you're relieved. See you next time. So here we go, a little Sunday session with blackjack. I just made 2,500 at Baccarat. I wish it was real money. It's not, but it's a real game. I promise you that. And anybody who has any doubt about any of these, or either of, because I only use 2 sims basically, if they have any doubts about it, for goodness sake, just stop telling me nonsense and give them a go yourself. I've got links to them in the description on every single one of the new posts that I put up on the Practice Makes Profit channel, and it's there for you to click on and learn from. But I'd love to see anybody beat these either one of these sims as frequently as I do if they're random betting like the pro losers on YouTube. Those guys are in the nonsense business. They're in the selling stupidity business, and boy, do they do a good job. They are amazing. Anyway, I have no idea what's coming. I promise you. Not always good. Is that one over? Oh, bother. 51. Repeat that one. One, two. Damn it. Three, four. Seven, eight. Long grass. Ah. Oops. Okay, so we just lost 16, so that's 23, 16, which means the drop must be 5, and I think probably a gag, get up and go, is imminent. 23, 25, drop 500. There we go. Pity about that. 28, 25. Oh, bloody hell. 33, 25. The 28, 25, which I think we should probably call 3, 2.5. Could really use this one, I'll tell you. Oh dear. Okay, 28, so it's 48, 50, which is 5, 5 we're at now. And we are going to run away if we lose this one. Which I think is going to happen. Yeah. So now we're on 10, 5 times 1,000 minus 100k on the dark side plus 89,775 over there. So we are down minus 10,225. All right, so we're leaving this shoe very disappointed. I mean, you know, and we're going to go somewhere else. So I'll do that and be right back. All right, so we're looking at 10.5, and we're going to go straight into the drop now. Drop is 2. So now we're on 8.5. Oh, that would have been nice. 13.10. This is a sticky one, isn't it? Oh, 23, 25, and then we're on the run again. Oh, no. Well, that's a shame. The dealer lost. The house lost. We won. We turned it around. We don't have much of a profit to show for it. We've got what? A little under 2,000. 17. Yeah, we're up 17.75 in 5 minutes. So we go back to the minimum. And, you know, I get people once in a while saying to me, well, yeah, but you couldn't do that at the same table. Well, it doesn't matter. All right, +1. Hopefully we'll get to play this shoe out. That's another one. Well, that's another one. Oh, you clever bugger. Was that a double down? It was a double down, wasn't it? So that's 2-3. That's 5-6. Don't like that much. Uh-huh. 11-6. Drop. Damn it. 14-6. Getting some crap thrown at us, aren't we? 17-6. Jesus. 26. Why am I laughing? 23-6. Finally. So that's 4. So we're on 19-6. No, not wild about that, but I'll go for it. 19-6. Oh boy. Well, that's good. So we got 12 back there. So we're on, let's call it 7-10. Because we can. Alrighty. Made a little bit. Double for the loss. Ah, 1-2. Oh, doing so nice. 3-4. I wanted the 7. Don't know about you. Oof. Fancy. 7-8. We are getting some real rubbish. Oh, Jesus. That was not what I meant to do. Well, somehow we made a little bit there. 7-8. We got 7-8. Made us 120. No, yeah, 125. I'll take it. It's better than losing, isn't it? 51. Oh, dear. 2-3. Oh, God. When these things get run through Excel, it's going to be amusing because some of them are a bitch and we still beat them. Was that 5-6? Oh, 11-6 drop. Jesus. Sometimes you can't get arrested. 11-6, 8-6. Oh, you're kidding me. 14-12. Uh-huh. All right. 26-30, and then we'll run away. Ouch! So now we're on 56. 56-30, which is going to have to be where? No, that's wrong. 6-5 times 1,000. minus 100k over there, and plus 7075 over here. And I'm running away. It's a bloody nuisance because I wanted to do this shoe to the end. Never mind. So 6.5, and just to be different, I'm going to make the drop 1500. I'm going to make the drop 1.5. Ah! 7.5. Can you believe it? Yes, you can. 9.5. Let's make the drop 2 now. Just tidy it. Look at that. And it's just, sometimes it's just impossible, isn't it? Oh no. Right, 7.5. I don't believe it. 3.4. Well, how about that? Okay, so we've come out with 8,000. This one, we're at 12 minutes. Do I want to play this shoe to the end? We've got an 8,000 profit here. We've got 7,075 at the second shoe, 15,075. And then we've got a bill of 10,225 a marker to pay off at the first shoe. So we're looking at about 5,000, aren't we? About 5,000 ahead. I'm going to go back to the minimum. Because the longer that these sessions last, when eventually I get help with the Excel transcription, then I'll have lots of lovely material. This has been an absolute bitch. But at least we're well ahead, you know. Which a Bretsky or a Vegas Matt or a Bobby Rivas or whatever would not be. 2, 3. Oh, hooray. Hooray for Hollywood. Double for the loss. Repeat. Tidy up there. 51. 2, 3. Uh, 5, 6. I think after this turnaround, I'm going to call it a day. That was not a turnaround. So, okay, 5, 6, so that's 17, 12, which puts the drop at 4. Uh-huh, 21, 12. Bugger. 21, 21, 21, 17, 12. Oh, duh. 29, 24, so we'll call that 3, 2.5. Oh, that's a double. Can you believe that? Oh dear. 3, 2.5 is 8-5. 8-5, so we've got to call it 8-10, haven't we? And then we run away again. This is a nightmare. Oh, how about that? I did enjoy that. And I do get those from time to time because I have big amounts of money out, and boy, oh boy, the naturals come. They don't care whether you got money out or not, you know? And so that was a well worthwhile hit. And I have absolutely no control over any of this. Well, I just heard a horrible bang downstairs, and I have an idea what it is, so excuse me a moment. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, I have no idea what the big clatter was. I assumed that it was something that it turned out not to be. It was very loud. No clue. So anyway, people, thank you very much for your time, for paying attention, if you have been paying attention. Let's just do a very quick sum here. We've got plus 15,650 here. 7,075 on the last one. So that's 22,725 plus, and then we've got minus 10,225, which gives us 005. We made 12,500 in about 17 minutes. And of course, we got this ridiculous win here, which is very much appreciated. You know, you need 10,000 bet out there. I'll put that up just so you can see. And there it is. Oh look, but they took away the biggie, the nicey. All right, well that's how it goes. Anyway, it was a nice win, and I'll see you next time. So, as I often do, I have to resort to cliches and say another day, another few dollars, hopefully. That's basically what it's about. I mean, you know, I have no idea what's coming. I know that sometimes pattern betting gets really deep into it, and that's why I'm always saying that if you can't afford to win, you shouldn't put your money at risk. You shouldn't play, shouldn't bet. And you need a shitload of money behind you, but having a shitload of money behind you does not help if you don't have a strategy. I mean, I've been saying that so often, and whatever. I'm back to analysing Vegas Matt's performance at table games simply because he's joined in with Bretsky in attacking the martingale. And I think the martingale is a perfectly reasonable target. I think anybody who plays the martingale and thinks that it's going to keep them going is sadly mistaken. You know, particularly people who, once they get to the table limit, and it's usually a pretty narrow spread from the minimum bet to the maximum at any given table these days. I understand in Nevada, in Las Vegas in particular, once they get to that limit, then they're absolutely screwed. They don't seem to realise that, of course, if they have a lot of money behind them, they can then just move to another table and just, you know, place a couple of bets, and if they lose them, oops, okay, go away, sort of looking sad and thrashed, wrecked, whatever, and go to another table that's a higher limit, and so on. But I'm not in any way recommending that. I brought 3-play into existence. Jesus, I'm somewhere between 11 and 15 years ago. I mean, it was, you know, sort of not long after I started the blog. And, you know, that is simply to slow down the whole process of progressive betting and to protect not so much the bankroll as the player. Because, you know, you keep hammering, double, and you keep losing. It's very bad for your mental well-being, for your attitude. Whereas if you've got an out, and I have several outs built into the strategy, as some of you will have learned by now, you know, when you've got outs, when you've got sort of rules that deal with every possible eventuality, then you have a good chance of beating the house. But I've never ever said that there's 100% guarantee. I think right now it's way above 99%. And the last model that I ran this thing through, it came out at 99.97% win rate, but that still isn't guaranteed. That means that 0.03% could bankrupt you if you don't have enough money behind it. And that's the point, isn't it? So anyway, let's kick this off. And Vegas Matt, as usual, is full of crap. And he's having a lovely time and making more money than I'll ever see in my lifetime. So what the hell do I know? Oh, perfect. What a pity it wasn't worth money. And it's another plus. Yeah, these things are, I mean, I don't know how people feel about them because I'm not getting that much feedback, but the feedback I am getting is positive, I'll say that much. More would be lovely, but I like dealer 22s. It's obviously something in my psyche. Alrighty. Split them. No sevens. Oh, bloody hell. I could have had 21. I could have been a contender. That's a double. Uh-oh. What we really needed was a bust up there. But you don't always get what you want. Okay, so that's 3-4 now because we just lost two plus maxes. There we go. Happy campers all around. All right, back to the min. That's a double. Shouldn't have been. Oh, yes, it should. All right, plus one. That's a double for the push. Okay, that's 2-3. Oh, shame. I had a sense that that wasn't going to work. There you go. The wizard did his duty eventually. Double for the loss, and forgive me a moment, I'm going to take a swig of my coffee. I'm late in the day with my coffee, but hey, I'm in charge, so I can do what I want. All right. Oh, you bugger. Double for the push. Repeat. Oh, no, that was wrong. I shouldn't have repeated there because we got a double for it. 1-2. When it's done, it's done. You just have to keep on trucking. That's a bugger. But not unexpected if the dealer's showing a 10. 3-4. All right. We're making progress, which is the most important thing. That's what we're after. Just a bit slow this time. Plus one. Plus one. Okay. that would be 1, 2. Excuse me. Oh, I'll take that any day. Back to the men. Go away, fly. Buzz off. Get out. Go. 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 Go on. Out, 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 out. What's the matter with you? Go away. Silly beast. Sorry, I'm having a little fit here because of a bloody fly. One of those big fat things that goes. Sorry, you don't need to know that, do you? I think that's good. It was really funny because I opened the window to let out another big fat fly, which did fly out the window very quickly, and then another one has flown in. That's how life can be sometimes. One out, one in, so to speak. Oh, I like that. +1. This is actually a pretty soft shoe, isn't it? Oh no, he hasn't gone. I thought he'd gone. +1. Keeps going up to the window. It's wide open, but he doesn't fly out. All right. +max. No, we don't double that. So, oops. I'm going to call that 1, 2. Trying to get a bit tougher on things like that. I think 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right, so we're close to 2,000 in 10 minutes, which is not fantastic, but it certainly isn't terrible. That, on the other hand, was awful. Uh-oh. See, that's what it does here. This one, if you touch the doodad and then it doesn't matter if you move away from it, it activates. Whereas with the other game, if you move the cursor away, it ignores the instruction. Okay, that works. Okay, so now we're a little bit over 2,000 in 11 minutes. +1. Double down. That worked. Okay, so that's the minimum because we got the double. It's very important not to be greedy, and that that sounds kind of silly, but it's true. Now there's no sense in greed. Oh, that's bad luck. All that work. Well, wasn't exactly work, was it? Okay, 1, 1, 2. Oh, that worked. Back to the min. +1. Okay. Yeah. Double for the etc. I like that. I'll repeat that. And we got a bit of money. Back to the min. See, with all of these things, you've got to sort of think to yourself, well, if I were playing, what would I bet? And would I be winning? The answer basically is it depends how honest you are with yourself. think that's a bust. Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely. 25 is definitely bad. Not optimum. Oh, 22 is worse. No, it's not worse, but it's not good. Okay, so that's a repeater. That was a lucky catch. We've had a few this time. It's been a bit of a doddle. It's probably going to go shitty any second. And then I'll fight on through a second shoe. Double for the loss. Uh-huh. 1, 2. Oh, look at that. Damn it. I think after a pushed natural, the right thing to do is to double the bet. What do you think? I like that. That's funny. All right. That's going to be the new rule, okay? All right. We lost 25 there. So we came out plus 3,325 in 14 minutes. So I don't think that's too shabby. Yeah, I'm not doing a lot of the Excel things because they really are very time consuming. And you know, I mean, if I had tens of thousands of people clamoring for them, then I'd have a different approach, a different attitude. But as it stands, um, I'm not having anything to do with Excel. But it's all of these are saved forever, so that when my huge staff is in place, I can dig this lot out of the archives and say, "Here you go, boys and girls, start transcribing." So anyway, next time, bye bye.